All right, it's lunch. I can hear you dingbats playing on the playground right there. I just had 3 deer come right by me here, but we're gonna do a quick little review session here. So there's 3 things that are needed for photosynthesis, and I'm going to pause this video and have you guys tell me what those 3 things are. Yes, even you, Claire, you have to do it as well. All right, so pause. Da dee da da da. Please enjoy the music while you have a minute of think time. Your answer is important to us. Da dee da. Just kidding. Okay, so I'll pause it. All right, now the next one. What happens inside this leaf? All right, that helps the plant make its food. So a couple different things, 3 different things have to happen. 2 things come from the sky or the air, and something comes from the ground. Okay, so somebody explain that process, what happens in this leaf. It's kind of a crazy process, and I'll pause it again. All right, the next one. So on your last answer, you should have said that water comes up from the roots, comes up through this tissue, that's gonna be the next question, in the stem, and it can only go up, and it gets into this leaf, meets the carbon dioxide, okay, and the energy from the sun, and they all meet in here, and the energy from the sun energizes it and makes the sugar have energy, because when you have heat, it speeds up everything, and that sugar is able to move, and it takes it down into the plant and feeds the plant. Now, when it goes into the plant, it is traveling in what type of tissue? Vascular tissue? Pause. All right, that's right, phloem. Okay, it can flow down. Now, phloem is different than the xylem, which is in the ground. I don't know that I asked you that one. The xylem is what brings the water and nutrients up, but the food comes into the plant, okay, usually traveling down through the phloem. Now, the phloem can go back up. If the plant doesn't need any sugar, okay, it can store the sugar. So if it's in there and all of a sudden up above something is needing some sugar, it can fly back up to that spot and say, hey, sugar, you need a little sugar? All right, and then feed it. See what I did there? All right, so let me try to think of something else. Somebody tell me or answer, what is the system called that is made of tubes that carry things like water and food? Humans have this also, carries blood. Answer that. Okay, now, hopefully we had a good discussion. Your seed quiz is coming up, so you need to know about stratifying seeds, the winter process. You need to know what type of leaves have rounded lobes, okay? What type of trees have pointed lobes? When a leaf sprouts, what is it called? All right. The 3 things needed for photosynthesis. Looks like somebody's been picking garbage up here, because I was down in the woods and I found like a typewriter and a bottle and stuff piled up. And here's another pile. So that's kind of cool. Somebody's picking that up. I'll come back out later and get it. I was going to try to find an oak leaf here and have you tell me what kind of oak it was. Here. All right. So somebody name this oak leaf based off of its lobes. Okay. And I'm going to try to find another one here. We're going to walk and talk. There's one. Maybe. I got cobwebs all over me. I'm going to go back into school, and Mrs. Ames and Mrs. Thompson are going to make fun of me, because that's what they do. Okay. Here's one. This is a type of oak leaf. This is my favorite oak, actually. But what type of oak tree is that? All right, so I think that's about it. We were talking about how trees will always try to find those things that it needs to survive. Just like if you were starving and you were in a room and there was food on the other side of the room, what would you do? You go get the food, right? So you can see some of these trees that are curved like this. They're doing that. And those trees up there that are curved, okay, you see that one right there? Okay, it's doing that because it's trying to find light. We have a cluster of cherry trees together, tightly spaced here. They're competing for nutrients down here. They're also competing for sunlight. So this one right here took off, and he's trying to find a huge opening in the sky, which is right there. So he's growing sideways. This vine right here is trying to climb up the tree and get to sunlight. So any kind of plant that has green, which is the chlorophyll in there, making the sugar, the green is the solar panel, it has to get sun. So any tree is going to fight to find light. These trees in this forest are packed closely together, so you don't see any branches down low because they don't get any sun, so they can't photosynthesize, so there's no branches or leaves. They don't start growing leaves and branches until higher up. All right, so that's that. I gotta go in because my lunchtime is over. See ya!